Hi everyone, back again with a journal page this time. I'm working in my, I think it's Diane Reevely mixed media journal. I think it's 8 by 5.5 or something like that. I put down some masking tape in the centre there where the gutter is to stop it leaking through other pages, and then applied some Liquitex gesso. So I'm going through my paper stash here, just my scraps and a bit of ephemera and such, and just selecting just random pieces that I think will work. Now, the idea behind this one was to use it up. So I'm going through and I'm going to use a lot of this paper that I've pulled out. Well, bits and pieces of it. And that piece there you can see is a piece of copy paper that I'd tea-dyed. That's a bit worse for wear there. So they're the pages I've chosen. This was a book gifted to me by my daughter. It's a sticker book, Ephemera, vintage Ephemera. And I quite like it, so I'm just going through and going to put a post-it note there where I think I may use the stickers there. Now, I'm doing some stamping here, background stamping, and a lot of it, or most of it, gets covered up. But I really didn't know how I was going to apply the papers. Some of them, you could probably see some of it come through, and maybe I should have even stamped over the papers. But anyway, done now. I never know from start to finish what's going to end up at the top of the page. So just using some background stamps pretty much, a list of which is in a blog post. The link is in the description here below the video. And I'm using Jet Black Archival ink to stamp those background stamps. Now I'm going through and adhering the bits that I've chosen, ripped off, with some collage page. No, collage page, however you pronounce it. You could use a glue stick, you could glue matte medium, you could use whatever you wanted to adhere it. So pretty much all I do here is rip a piece off and glue it down. And a lot of these elements get covered up with paint and paper. Anyway, sort of finished off a bit of a mess, but that's okay. You know, it's not a masterpiece. Never profess my work to be masterpieces. I just love playing in my journal. So we've got some oh, lost it. Designer papers, tissue paper with excess paint on it, book page. I think I've even got tissue wrap in there. So just bits and pieces of projects that were left over from projects. that green floral piece. It's probably not in the colour range that I have adhered down now, but the tone suits it, I thought. There's one other colour I bring into it that nowhere near should be there, but I used it, and that's the yellow piece that I'm using now. So as you can see, most of that background stamping is getting covered up, but it's okay. I think that was a piece of the tea dye copy paper. And here's that bit of tissue paper. Just having a look at that page, or the finished page now. Yeah, you can't really see the yellow paper there. Must have covered it up. Surely must be finished very soon. Yeah, I'm just taking that tea dyed paper there and filling up some blank spaces. Right, I think I'm finished with that. So now I'm going to bring in some paints. So Pebeo, iridescent green blue, pretty colour. Just sort of going around the edges of where I've torn off the papers. Now I'm going to bring in some iridescent green yellow in the Pebeo paints. Probably not suited to the tone of the papers I used. Never thought of that, but looking at it now, doing the voiceover, right. So yeah, there was some iridescent green yellow and some iridescent copper. And now we're bringing some Liquitex Basics gold. I'm trying to apply it with a card. It doesn't stamp too much on the edge, so I'm now just scraping it over. And I seem to be ignoring that. Oh, there I go. Over that centre piece of tissue. Don't seem to be covering that much. And now, I thought it was too bright, I guess, so I'm going to get some fluid gesso. And I think I mixed some water with it. No, just go over it with the card. Looks a right royal mess at the moment. Now I'm going back in and ripping off some more pieces of paper, some with images on them. And you can see there that the Pebeo, the iridescent colours just don't go well. Anyway, we'll get there. So, Ranger Sepia Archival ink. I love this stamp. It's a Skyline stamp from the ink pad. I think I bought that over in New York. One more over there. Sorry about the view. Yep, there we go. Lifted it up. I get so involved with the page that I forget that I'm off screen. I do apologise. Okay, just adhering it down with that collage page. Fancy name for glue. So again, bringing back some of the tones I used prior to the paint. Right, now what I'm going to do with it. Okay, excuse me, tickle in the throat. Rubbing some Distress Oxide ink in Vintage Photo. So again, bringing back some of those tones. Yep, and spritz that with some water. Let it run. Looks very busy, doesn't it? Now I'm taking some aged mahogany Distress Oxide ink. I don't think I used too much of it. Spritz that with water. Okay, I think I've watered down some gesso here. Just dulling the paint down a bit, I think, and going over the edges of those images that I adhered. Okay, so it looks like I'm now going to attach some ephemera stickers. And they do have an edge to them, so I maybe could have cut that off-white edge off. Too lazy. Okay, here we go again with the iridescent colours. This one's the copper. Covering pretty much that whole image there, that whole sticker. I'm getting some gold now. And mixing the copper over it. You can still see the clock, or whatever it's called, the sundial. Now I'm taking some iridescent green yellow and going around that bird that's in the bottom left corner. Sorry about the screen. Excuse me. Oh, it must have been too bright, so I've put some gesso over it. Getting the stamps back out again. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of what I did with this, but it's not too bad in the end. I sort of toned it down a bit. That was Alizarin's crimson hue, alizarin crimson hue, and then I added, was that bronze, copper, or gold? Don't know. Dip my stamp into it. Sorry, you can't really see what I'm doing at down the bottom there. Maybe I'll push the book up a bit soon. Oh, I sprayed that. I'm spreading it around a bit to lighten it, I guess. Making a mess. Alright, tearing out some hot air balloons. Bringing back the original tones and colours. I did this page, I think, a couple of weeks ago, so I really can't remember now. Okay, what have I got there? I think that's vintage photo. It'd be distress oxide. Going over those balloons there. Here we go with the gold, trying to tone down that alizarin crimson. But it's just brightened it. Not too bad. I like looking at all the layers on a completed page like this to see what I can see underneath all the layers. Using a wet wipe there to wipe a bit off. Here we go with the copper again. Okay, what have we got? Oh, we want to put a butterfly. Okay. It is a sticker, but I like to make sure that it's stuck down. So I've used that collage page again. So now I'm going to stamp the title of the page. And I decide to stamp it onto a piece of book page. And I use sepia archival ink. Inspire. So just rip that out and adhere it to the page. We're nearly done. That's the beauty of archival ink. It won't spread. Here I go with the brights again. This is the turquoise, pearl turquoise, I think. Or is it the iridescent green blue? Can't remember. Alright, I've got another stamp here. I'm going to cover it with some gesso. And I thought I can't have that little bit there on its own, so I've got to add it elsewhere. And then I'm writing hope with a black Sharpie pen. Oh no, it was just a different angle. I thought I must have toned down that blue, but no. So now I'm taking my fan brush, dipping it into watered down gesso and putting speckles all over the page. Yeah, toning that down. That blue was just a little bit too dark, too bright. That's better. Yep. Okay. A few more splatters and I think we're done. Really, there's no cohesiveness to the page, but it might push me towards another trajectory and experiment with it again and give it a real purpose. Anyway, so that's done. All these pics are on my blog in a blog post, the link below. And please, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and give me some comments, some feedback. Would be great, because I don't know what you like if you don't tell me. Alright, until next week, or if you want, you can join me on my Tuesday night streams. I'll see you soon. Bye everyone.